Welcome everyone, good to have you here. Another day, another live stream. What's up? What's up? Yo, I swear our house is looking like an Amazon distribution center. After Friday and last weekend and all the shit that we got. But actually I have some stuff to show you. So before we get into the live stream, I actually do have some stuff to show you that will improve the setup and the stream as well. I mean, some of the stuff you won't notice because it's behind the cam, you know. But first of all, like a new laptop stand, which elevates the laptop just ever so slightly, better for cooling and all that stuff. Will work with my new laptop as well. I know that people actually wanted, like some people said, like, yo, Kun, you gotta do something with your background, man. Now a closet is still coming, but one of the things that will be in that closet is like lights. Yeah, so. Got myself some color lights so that the background can have some shades, some colors. No, so yeah, that will be useful. Like have some stuff going on because it's very empty. No, it's very empty. You need some stuff there. Oh, and most exciting, actually for you guys, is a webcam, Facecam Pro. Now I was thinking about, am I gonna have like an actual camera setup or a webcam setup? I for now decided to pick the webcam. It's 4K, so good stuff. And we'll see how it goes. If I don't like it for whatever reason, then I'll just get a normal actual camera. But this will be something that you will of course see, especially with you know, like the webcam. And new lights still have to arrive. I do have a light here, but a new light will come, and some more stuff. And I also have a new, but it's in another room. I have a new I'm gonna have a new microphone, and then I also have a complete new microphone stand, like one I can connect to the desk, you know, like a pole of some sorts. And then I can move it around so that I actually don't have this microphone, which is standing on the desk on a small tripod, which takes some space, but I'll have a floating microphone that doesn't take any space on my desk, and I can just move it away, move it into the stream, which will be nice when live streaming, because then I have just a little bit more open space. You need a Bitcoin wallpaper? Maybe. I don't actually have anything really Bitcoin related. You know, for me, I'm not married to the asset really. I like crypto, but that's mainly because the percentages, you know, there's a lot of movement. So the percentage gains or losses, but gains, just the percentage movement is high. And yeah, I like trading Bitcoin, you know, it's the biggest one in the space. So yeah, but I will have like, so the closet is yet to come. And then I, of course, got to build it out and that sort of stuff. And once that's finished, I will put some. I have like different trays, and I can display some stuff and have some plans and hanging down, and you know, will be nice. We'll make something of it, and then maybe I'll turn the webcam like from this angle, which is sideways in the room, to a more straight angle with then the closet and the lights and everything in the background. So yeah, slowly but surely some stuff is coming in to improve the quality of my setup, my workspace. But of course, some of the stuff you will see, you will hear, you will experience yourself as you guys are watching. So welcome everyone. In today's live stream, of course, again, as always, we're gonna cover the waves, Elliott waves. We are still in the sideways range here, between 100K and 90K. Nothing changed, and we're going to analyze this range. Now, actually, what I spoke about in the morning update happened here locally, so we actually didn't come down, at least not yet, to this box down here. But the ranging grinding structure that I spoke about, like slowing down the pace of the move to the downside, slowing down the volume, create a more horizontal movement in price, making 3 lows here actually, also nice, and then price move to the upside. That is something that was mentioned in the morning update, we now move to the upside. We have a little bit of an order block here on the 1 hour time frame, right? So where we pretty much are now, 96.5k to 96.8k, a little bit of an order block, which can of course act as resistance. Now the 2 resistance areas here have done very well. And actually over here at the low, we did have support at this low at 90k, which was the value area high of this range, right? So that was touched and then we moved up. Over here, like the support we have here is a small point of control of the low of like this range. I didn't really have it on my chart, but sometimes that's the way it is. And now price moves up here. So a lot say it might crash to 60k. That's the good thing about what I do. I never follow anything else. I don't follow any influencer, any content creator. I don't watch any crypto related stuff. Not on Twitter, watching any crypto related stuff. I just stay away from the doom and the boom. I'm very and you guys will know I'm very hands-on with the chart in like. We are currently at 96, not at 60, not at 120. We analyze the local stuff. And as new information comes in, we of course know the probabilities of other scenarios. But 60K is the end of the bull market, man. You're going to have a bear market. It is, yeah. If you go to 60, then, make sure you're ready, because it's gonna be a deep one. So eventually 60k is still a target if you go back into a bear market, right? Like 50, 60k is even a target that I have on my chart on a monthly time frame on the index chart, or a target. It's a target I have there. But at the moment, there is absolutely no reason to think you go to 60k with the range being 96. So yeah, of course, you always have the people that say 500k per Bitcoin. They said it already years ago, and now they say it again. And then you have the people that are like, oh, it's going to be 60k or 20k. The only thing I can recommend is it's the same as news on television. Avoid it at all costs. News on television is somehow always negative. It doesn't help you anyway. And then you have the boom and the bust people online that are really messing around with your emotion as a trader. And it's better to find analysts online that have a more neutral analytical perspective, as in like, this is where we are, this is the probability. If price moves to 100, if price moves to 80, we will adjust accordingly, of course. And I upload multiple times a day, so whatever happens, we always adjust and improve. But at the moment, 60k, I mean, I call bullshit. Smells odd. Yeah, I don't know. Just click on unfollow. Fiona Ross, how are you doing? Thanks for joining Gold. Welcome to the crew. And we will get you sorted after the live stream. Pretty sure that Jeroen will see it. But good to have you here, Fiona. Jeffrey, what's up? Christian, Emily, Anthony, Guy, Ice Cubes, Lady, good morning. Yannis, maybe a Band-Aid. Welcome, ma'am, from the US. How you doing? By the way, I saw maybe a Band-Aid. You wrote me in DM. I still have to reply, though. Sorry for being so late. What's up, Ben? How you doing? Cheese, Bert, Arham, Gyarados. Gyarados, is like, wasn't Gyarados the Pokemon, like the water one? We get to the Gyarados. Oh, no, what? That was Gyarados. Okay, I was close, though. That was with a Y. Okay. So like after the introduction, we're going to cover the waves and then get into chatting and Q&A. That's what's going to happen. Perkyo, Rahul, Amano, what's up? Home automation lights. Yeah, but that's stuff that I would install if necessary when we actually buy a property in the south of France, because as we moved only a few months ago from a completely different country to France, we now have a rental furnish, which is simply easiest. Renting because we want to check the lifestyle instead of dedicating to buying a house. We first want to be here for a year minimum and then see what's up and if we like it and that sort of stuff. And furnished is easy because you don't have to take your own shit. So we'll get to the automation lights once, you know, we'll have a property. I do like automation and all that stuff. Yeah. Cheers, Emily Anthony guy. Pro stuff. Never preferred unless everything else fails. Kevin, Muguez, Deon. Welcome, Deon Samith, Eric, Dorion, and Laflam. Hamza, what's up, man? Dario, welcome. There's a company making metal posters. I like them a lot. You can hang them up with a magnet. Displayed. Interesting. I'm gonna have it. I'm opening it in my browser. Displayed. Come on, Christian, Rodney, what's up? Birabit, how you doing? Tara, Andrea, Emily, Anthony, guy. By the way, Birabit now has its own channel, White Rabbit Trading. That is Birabit. And he has his own channel now in Discord, in case you missed it over here. So Birabit Update, Birabit Lounge. Many people followed him in the thread. I think like, I don't know, 70, 80 people were staying up to date with what he posted in the lounge here. But now here, members analysis, Birabit Update, Birabit Lounge. Completely different style of analysis. Not necessarily Elliott waves related, but it is a very interesting style of analysis. And I think people can learn a lot from how he approaches the chart. Which is very structured, something that I like, as I am very structured. I live in the south of France too. What's up? In Antibes. I was there yesterday. Sure, should have known. I was in Antibes yesterday, visiting 2 friends. Or actually, like, family members of my wife, I say. What did you say? Are you coming or live in France? I live in France. Eric, hope Bitcoin ain't ranging wide. What's up, Eric? What's going on with XRP? All-time highs. It's Garados. Okay, I see. Now, XRP is, of course, you have ups and downs, right? But on the alts, most of the alts are just looking for wave 4s and 5s. And 4 is a correction to the downside. And then you move up again for wave 5s. So same on some other alts, but we're going to have a look. So in today's live stream, right, I'll be online for like an hour, 1.5 hours, like, 4:30, 5 p.m. Central European time. We're going to have a look at Bitcoin first. And then we move to the alts while simultaneously just chatting Q&A. So it's a bit of like chill, chill. Like first do Bitcoin, main focus, and when Bitcoin's finished, we get into the alts, and we're gonna chat while analyzing different charts. No. Okay. Let's start. Oh, Gundam, by the way. Welcome. So let's start. And what I always like to do in live streams, people might get tired of it, but I do love it, is go to the weekly time frame and start here. What's this, by the way? That's not relevant at the moment. So weekly, no, we're not gonna, it's low probability. So on the weekly time frame, we are looking for, let me check the timestamp here, 17 minutes. So on the weekly time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's your conservative impulsive structure, your conservative bull market target, so to speak, where your wave 5 ends between 130 and 80K. Right, that's where we are at the moment. Now, locally, price, of course, moved up on an increased amount of volume, and you're at least looking for 145, if not 4545. So 2 more pushes to the upside, right? Very much depends on the retracement you then get at a later stage. But this is something that you want to see. And the same on alts as well, right? Price never goes up in just a straight line, even though some charts look ridiculous like XRP. But you always eventually get a bit of a retracement, and then you look for at least another push, as of course you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a typical impulsive structure. If you have multiple 1, 2s, you look for multiple 4, 5s. So on the weekly, we're still looking for price to move up. Also because the recent push here was on the highest amount of volume in this local structure to the upside. And that is most common in a wave 3. Meaning you still want 4 and 5. Meaning higher prices, right? Now that is your conservative scenario. Your more bullish scenario is a 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're only starting wave 3. Now, as just mentioned, usually the volume in wave 3, by far most common, volume in wave 3 is highest compared to wave 1s and wave 5s. So what we're looking for here is price to continue up, but volume to increase, right? On Coinbase, I know on Binance, you know, this peak has been taken. I don't really care about Binance. I want to see it on Coinbase. So if price can take out this high as we then move to the upside, that'd be a positive sign. No? And then after wave 3, we get 4545, but you're going to be at much higher prices because if this is 1 to 1, 2, your 3 is going to go way above the target area of the conservative wave 5. You're going to blast through this basically, right? Like 130K is going to be peanuts compared to the target that you have in this more bullish scenario. Now, from a trading perspective, however, it is a lot better to be conservative first with the alternative of more bullish scenarios. And the reason I say this sometimes in live streams is because of my history with previous bull markets, where other people online, as price is moving here and prices then here and prices here and prices here, people talk about 100K, 500K, 1 million per Bitcoin, and they go on CNBC and they talk absolute shit. And then you have 65K, boom, 30, right? Almost like, what is that? 50% drop. 69K, 70, 80% move down, 15K, right? Also here, the people that talk 100, 500, 1 million per Bitcoin then find themselves at 30 and 15, right? It's much better to be conservative first and more bullish second, right? From a trading management point of view, it just makes a lot more sense. Now, we are in it's a big target area for a wave 5, but we keep an eye on the local price section to determine, is this indeed going to be a wave 5 and then bear market, or are we going to push through and can we hold on for a longer period of time, right? At the moment, this is primary, conservative primary, and more bullish is the alternative. Unless we get more volume as price moves up, volume should increase, right? Or you're just going to obliterate the maximum target for your 5 and you might start to consider the 1, 2, 1, 2, right? But there is no reason to put a TP on 500K. And you won't sell at the exact, no financial advice, of course, but this is how I approach the chart. And I know that I am not longing at absolute bottoms and I might not sell at absolute tops, but at least I'm not being part of like drawdowns that are unexpected because I believe 500 Bitcoin is coming and then I get wrecked at 69 and find myself at 15. Then of course sell everything because you're scared and then you miss the next bull market. So if we then go to the daily time frame, then I gotta say, so I do always enjoy having a short a tilt session when we talk about that topic. If we look at the daily time frame here, what we're looking for is what you see here on the chart. So, and this is actually even so this is part of the conservative weekly scenario where you look for that yellow wave 5, right? That's what you pretty much see here. And this is even your more bullish alternative with 2 more pushes to the upside. So the moment price takes out all-time high and we move up impulsively, this is bullish. You look for another 4, 5, bearish is 5, finished. We'll be able to analyze that at that moment in time. It's not relevant at the moment. What you look for here is your 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 at least. And your wave 4, that's what we're looking for now, tends to be a sideways, a shallow corrective structure, after which we look for a wave 5 to the upside. Now the price target for 4 is reached, blue box hit, white box hit, at least here, before the vertical line. Now in a wave 4, you can have any corrective structure and you have a move to the downside here. This low is made before the 1 to 1 fib time, comparing 2 in time with 4 in time, more commonly 4 is longer in time than wave 2. So preferably you finish 4 after the 1-to-1. But that doesn't mean you need to make a new low. You can, but wave 4 price action with triangles A, B, C, D, E up, right? You're not going to make a new low. Running flat A, B, C, you're not going to make a new low, right? WXY, you don't have to make a new low. Of course, there's the potential for a new low, but that depends on the sub-wave structures. But what you're looking for in 4 is quite simply a sideways range, right? And then price to continue towards the upside. And then depending on the local price action, we're going to look for zigzag, flats, triangles, or WXYs, right? Now, at the moment, the probabilities indeed are highest that this wave 4 was not finished at this low, and everything happening here is indeed part of a wave 4, which is also what we like to see with regards to probabilities. So that is very nice indeed. And if we then go to the 1 hour time frame, so we're zooming in to this wave 4. We go to the 1 hour up. Oh, nice little wick. So we go to the 1 hour time frame. And of course, on the 1 hour, there's a few things that we are looking at, no? Of course, the conclusion is the same, right? As you're looking for price to still, on the daily, move to the upside, right? But on a 1 hour, we have, of course, different scenarios that we keep in mind. So the first one is the actually most simple one, arguably, which would be a zigzag. Now, because of the move to the upside here, you would now need to add another one. Oh, that's dots. Another one too, to keep it bearish. Right? So 3, 4, and then 5. Drop this in. And that's because of how far price here moved up. We will oh well, while we're at it, why not have a look here. In 2 minutes, by the way, there is some high impact news. Make sure you trade safe. Here you go. 1 minute 50, Monday, December 2nd. High impact news. Make sure you trade safe. Can increase the volatility. Not that we miss volatility. A high amount of volume in the high here. I don't want to change the structure. If you take this low, I'm gonna take the next one. So in this case, let me actually pull a fib here for just fun and giggle 618 touched. Yeah. So if you want to have a zigzag, then your 1, your 2, invalidation, and you look for a move down. No. Now, short reference to the video this morning. So the morning update, about, I don't know, like how long was it? 9 minutes, I believe. There were 2 things that I was keeping an eye on with regards to the local move to the downside. No. 1, if bearish, right? If a wave 3 in a zigzag to the downside, so in yellow. 1, 2. If you're looking for a wave 3, you want a very quick, fast move, high amount of volume, and this potential support here should be peanuts, right? It should just fall through. Alternatively, you're looking for price to move to the downside, but start ranging. Of course, with my drawings, I was doing this on top of the box. We didn't reach the box, doesn't matter, as the structure is what's most important here, right? So we moved down, that's nice, right? And we started ranging sideways, right? That's exactly like the structure we were looking for then a bounce towards the upside. Right? So that's actually very, very nice. We got a bounce here at the moment upwards. We still have bigger bullish CVDs at play if you zoom out to the higher time frames. But of course, in the zigzag scenario, you would now look for 5 wave A, 3 wave B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 to get you your C. Yep. Common target for C, 89.6, 87.4. move below A would be minimum, invalidation is the high. Well, very, very nice. If you're moving to the downside here, of course, again, this support should fill. If price moves below the blue box here between 93.3K and 93.9K, then yeah, there's not much left until we reach the next area of support. If I turn everything on, you can see we have some support here. And then we're, yeah, I mean, a daily value area high, but we already like tested this area once, so wouldn't be surprised to move below your wave A and go into the 80Ks again. Well, it's been a while since we've been there. We get to the probabilities, by the way, in a second. So I first want to show you 3 scenarios, then we get to probabilities. Okay? Yo, what's up, Mark? Mark, welcome. Second scenario, 3 wave. And this is, by the way, this explains the title of this live stream, right? At the moment, probabilities are highest that whatever is happening here is corrective, right? There's not yet high probability continuation bull market structures. I'll explain later. But there, here you have a flat 3-wave A, WXY double zigzag in B, and then 5-wave move down in C, moving below 90.6K. In this particular scenario, we then have a zigzag structure in W. You look for a 3-wave corrective structure in a wave X. Common target is the white box, minimum target the 382. And then you want to see a wave B, or actually wave Y in white to the upside, which by itself should be a zigzag structure. Now, did we hit? We actually just missed out on hitting the 05. And the reason this box is, for me, still very interesting, right? 93.3, 93.9 is because also it's in the middle of the X target area. So this box plays an important role for a zigzag where we move to the downside, but also for the quote-unquote more bullish scenarios where you're actually going to take the high. This box is very important as support to kickstart a wave Y. So how price interacts here, for me, is very, very important if price can get there. Again, minimum target has been reached. And if you're looking for a wave Y up, you need an impulse to the upside on the lower time frame. And that is why I very quickly mentioned, if you want an impulse here to the upside, currently this is very much a 3. If you break this structure, then you break the potential of an impulse here. And then you look for price to take out this low. And then this becomes a zigzag. And in other words, you're going to look for a lower wave X or the zigzag down on the 1 hour with alternatively the triangle, which continues sideways. So 3-wave A, 3-wave B, then you have a 3-wave C, D, E, continue to the upside. Now with a triangle, however, wave C, or this one, if one of the waves, a little bit of education, but a triangle also, of course, a 5-wave structure. 4 out of 5 wave needs to be a simple zigzag. And if one of the waves is complex, double or triple zigzag, then most commonly it's wave C, uncommon wave D, rare wave B, incredibly rare A or E. Right? Now at the moment, if we are looking for a triangle A, B, C, then I mean preferably you would finish it here. Right? A, B, C, finito. It's very shallow though, but that would be the end of your C. You don't actually really like price to move down here. Do I want to say, yeah, unless you go into diagonals again, but it's way too way too early for that. So never mind. And then you still need a D. Usually with triangles, they're only really relevant after D is in. Before D is in, there's always other scenarios that have higher probabilities, like the zigzag and the flat. Right? Those will get a priority over a triangle unless your D is in and you start moving for an E. That's the moment where you're like, okay, now we can think about a triangle. Just for the sake of an example, if you have a 3-wave here and you would label this C, this move up in D is exactly the same move as what you want to see in a flat, right? But the flat is bigger, 5, 3, 5. Same in D. You want a 535, but a smaller size. So a flat is only invalidated the moment you get a confirmed 3 and you start moving down to invalidate the potential of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correction, another triangles. Not as common as sometimes drawn on many charts. But wait for D to be in. But it's a nice to have. I do like to have it on my chart, but it's more like a bonus, I suppose. Now, with regards to bullish scenario, so these, we get to the probabilities in a second, right? We have the zigzag, we take out the low, most common, all right, that's a must. For a flat, right? A, B, B, and then a wave C, expanding flat, most common, C target below 90. Running flat, least common, but that would mean ending here and then move up. So that's your C. Now, these are then the two priorities, with the triangle being very much an alternative. Now, can we be somehow very bullish and count an impulse in here for continuation to the upside? Oh, that's a good question. Now, if you see the title, then you'll probably know the answer. But let's instead of just having a few words, let's be technical here. If we want to be bullish, we need a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction continuation, or a multi 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe another one, and then you go up for 3. If you cannot identify any of these three with a great amount of probabilities after a alleged finished corrective structure, we are looking for a continuation of the range, which therefore means either the flat or the zigzag, depending on the move up here. So if this is your low, then first of all, on a daily time frame, this low was made, remember, this low was made before the fib time, remember, comparing wave 4 and wave 2. So on a daily, lower probabilities. But just imagine, this is your low, 3-wave structure, 4 finished, and you want to move up. In that case, we then need an impulsive structure. Impulsive structure. We cannot count this as like 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, look at the size of 4, right? If these are 2s, none of the 2s are matching this wave 4 in size. You know, ratio analysis, time analysis, very important in Elliott waves. This is too big for any of the 2s, and if you want, you can use fib time to check it. Right? Even the latest here, if we take the biggest one, right, it finishes on like a 5. It's incredibly long, and that is when I take it as a bonus from here to here, making it a little bit longer. So not too great counting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, but that would be your only option. Count this as a 1, 2, and then up in a 3. That's your most bullish option, which means that the moment, of course, you take out the high, your flat ABC is bearish. Your bullish is 1, 2 continuation. There's no other option really to have a bullish scenario. So you need a daily wave 4 that is shorter than the daily wave 2, finishing at this low. It's less common. And then you need a wave 1 here with your wave 1 having an incredibly big wave 4. By the way, it makes me think, what's the fib here? Okay, you didn't touch the 618, so that's something. A very big wave 4 in time compared to any of the 2s, right? And if this is your big 4, you actually need to compare it with the first 2, which of course is like one red candle versus this whole range. Not great. That's not too great. Counting this as an impulse, well, then this needs to be wave 2, which means in that case, you would then need an ABC in a W. This is an X and a zigzag in Y. And then this is your wave 2. This high is your wave 1. Your W here is a running flat, very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. Then you have your wave X, 3-wave corrective structure on the lower time frames. I mean, this was Sunday. I'm never really active on Sundays, but this would be like WXY and zigzag family structure. And then your wave Y has to be a zigzag. So you then need a 3-wave down here, right? Either finished or, of course, a bigger, hit support, finish Y, then move up. So if I want to make it neat and put them in my folders, your first one that we explained is 1, 3-wave 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, so this is, on my opinion, this is the lower probability one because of the difference in 4 and 2. Now you take a fib here from the low to the high. 0.382 is a minimum target for a wave 2. And of course, wave 2, by the way, let me do this. Most common target for 2 is the 05786. 382 is a target, it's just a little less common. Right. So this would be your first bullish scenario. Now keep in mind that would mean, again, this is the end of your waveform. Alternatively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have W running flat, X, Y. Because in this case, W is a flat, wave X can be any corrective structure, including a triangle, including a flat, including a zigzag. But most commonly, in a sideways WXY, wave W and wave Y are not the same. They alternate. So if wave W is a flat, preferably Y is a triangle or a zigzag. Now, as mentioned, W, however, has to be, in this case, a running flat, which is not preferred. So you have 3-wave A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C. It's just, I don't know, it's just probability-wise, the two bullish scenarios just they don't look great. The result is the same. You still, on the daily, you're still looking for price to move up, right? And we do have, not to forget, the bullish CVDs. If you zoom out, I mean, look at the CVDs. This is absorption of market shorts with limit longs, by the way. Look at the blue line. Look at the blue line. Like, it's massive bullish CVDs. No? But that's also what you want to see in a bull market, by the way. So there's definitely like enough CVDs, but there's also enough room. Right, so bullish CVDs on the daily probabilities and the weekly are highest to continue the trend, right? But on the 1 hour time frame, at this range here, let me drag these two bullish scenarios over here. You have the zigzag, most bearish scenario. I'm not too big of a, because price moved up here, it's not preferably in a zigzag. You would see this 1, 2 and direct drop in 3, and not 1, 2, 1, 2 and then 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. You know what I mean? You can see the difference, right, between your A in that case and what your C is then going to become. That's just something that something that strikes me. But you have bearish zigzag ABC, and then you follow up. You have your flat, and then you have your bullish scenarios. Ooh. Where the minimum target for wave 2 is at least hit, being the 382. 93 target. Oh yeah, here. Yeah. Put this in here. So if we then talk about probabilities, then we zoom out first. Weekly time frame, highest probabilities for the conservative scenario first, where we still look for higher. This price action here in the local range on the 1 hour is counted as a wave 4, and you still look for price to move up in 5. That is also what your daily time frame shows here. Right, so the probabilities are highest. You're looking for sideways range in 4, and then eventually price to move up. Don't pay attention to the dotted line, like, oh, this has to be the structure. I drew this on my chart the moment price was ranging here. So it's not like this is the structure we follow. It just shows you want to finish wave 4 after the vertical line, preferably, right? So a sideways range in 4, probabilities remain highest to continue the trend. So that is the directional bias on a weekly and on a daily time frame. And of course, trading wise, depending on your own plan, your own strategy, but the trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. Plus, we have bullish CVDs as well. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, right, I'll start with the bullish scenarios. Your first bullish scenario would be 1-2 up, meaning your wave 4 finished before the 1-1 on the daily chart. So back to the daily. And locally on the 1 hour, this wave 4 is, I don't know how many times longer than this small wave 2. Right? It's very, 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 very big. So it doesn't really match nicely. 3 wave in 2, and then you look up. Preferably, you actually look for 1 WXY, Y finished, 2 up. Minimum target 382 hit. That would be my preferred way of counting this. So I'm actually just removing the other one. But in this particular case, right, you then do have a running flat in a W. And then you have your X, and then you need a zigzag in a wave Y, which means this has to be a 3-wave structure to the downside, not a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it has to be a 3-wave structure, not a 5-wave structure. Going to the 3-minute. I don't really often go to the 3-minute time frame, but just having a look here. Didn't change the structure, right? So to be bearish, you need to take out these lows, right? To change structure, confirm a 3-wave, take out the low, then you look for price to take this low, and then next area is support. Yeah, but yeah, a running flat WXY, of course, legit. This low is now made. If you would end wave Y, it's made before the 5 fib time, comparing 1 with 2 in time. So you don't really want the wave 2 to just keep going on and on and on and on. So preferably you're finished, right? And you start moving. Else it's just gonna take so long for your wave 2. And the triangle is like it's born. So bullish scenario, 1-2 up. Bearish scenario, not too big of a fan of a zigzag because of an additional 1-2 here. That would be actually more quite bearish. And then you have the flat, where of course eventually you take the high as well, but then this is where you got to watch out. Weekly time frame bullish, daily time frame bullish. 1 hour time frame, probabilities are higher to continue ranging. A running flat ABC is just very rare. Plus, you have a running flat in a W after a low is made on a daily time frame, wave 4, before the 1-1 fib time, comparing 4 with 2, meaning this wave 4 is shorter than wave 2 in time, which it's just not the greatest probabilities. So you would look for a range to continue, but the result is the same. You take out the highs. times 5 it's still like most common. Your corrective structures are between the 382 and the 4. Oh, that's common. But my fibs for a wave 2, they do go to 5, and for a wave 4 the max is 6. Afterwards it starts to be very, very, very long, because Elliott waves is about ratio analysis, right? It's also, waves tend to mimic each other in time besides price, so that's why I have the fibs. Now locally we have some nice movement to the upside, volume increasing of course as well. We're now about to take out this high again. So your bullish scenario locally is quite simply 1 2 1 2, and you're going to start your 3. Now that we took out this high, your bearish scenario would be WXY, which basically means double zigzag. WX, A, B, C, and then down. So in both cases, preferably locally, you actually still look for a little bit higher. But yeah, these are your scenarios, right? So be very, very aware that once you move up and you take all-time high, which is pretty much a matter of time on all the time frames, that the flat is your bearish scenario. And the flat is a common structure in a wave 4. So it's just be aware. And if price moves up to 105, then we can remove the flat, and you're going to be more bullish, look for much higher prices. But just be aware. That's most important. It's just risk management. Awareness. That's where it starts. So be aware of this. So yeah, weekly bullish, daily bullish, and on the 1 hour time frame, of course, in the end also bullish. But I would say like your flat is very flattering. So I'm not too big of a fan of the zigzag after, preferably with the zigzag. I see this 1 2 and then 3 4 5 instead of getting another 1 2. It's just not really yeah. So it lowers the probabilities. Preferred, you're gonna look for your flat or impulse. Now, if price touches the 886, because we're at the golden pocket, if price touches the 886 at 97.8, that is when the probability significantly decrease for a 5-3-5 zigzag, as the 886 at 97.8 is very rare for a wave 2, right? And in the zigzag, you're looking for another 2 in this case. So touch 97.8. And the zigzag, A, B, C, is very low probabilities. So that would be an important level to have on your chart. So it's a very, very clear hit 97.8. Gonna lower probabilities for a zigzag. So then you have your flat and your impulses, and the triangle as a bonus. But that's irrelevant till D is in. So, yeah. Okay, I think we can look at some alts as well. Let me have a look here. Yeah. If you hit the 0.7 here, by the way, at 97.5K, then a double zigzag, and I'll explain why this is relevant, ABC, 3, and another ABC, low probabilities, right? And a double zigzag is important to think about because of a triangle, as in that case, wave C would be a double zigzag, which is perfectly fine for a wave C. And of course, in a flat, your wave X would then be a double zigzag. So just be aware. Can the CVD template be used with other coins? Not the one I use, as I use a specific Bitcoin template, but in Diamond there is many templates for other coins that people have made themselves, as there is a instruction on how to make it, made by Dario. So yeah, anything else that I want to add here? No. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, weekly bullish, daily bullish, 1 hour high probabilities to continue the range. Alternatively, you continue up as an impulse, and of course a range can be zigzag, flat, triangle, and the conclusion is the same for every scenario, is that on the daily you're still looking for up. So this is just risk management. I think important as well is that if you book a lot of profits with price moving up, right, people tend to lose their profits in ranges. They're too trigger happy, or they want to try and have new positions, or they try to sell the top and then add again at the low, and that sort of stuff. Like you gotta have a good idea and a good plan if you want to be that person, and of course not lose the profits that you made, because that would be a pity. Or you maybe didn't book profits, you're looking to extend, but these type of ranges, that's where people tend to lose what they've made, which is a pity. That is correct, Giannis. It's something that was developed by a Diamond member for other Diamond members, so that's the reason why it's currently only in there. Yeah, because I don't have the author's consent, and besides, he made it for the group. Yeah, so I respect that. Okay. So we can put an alarm on top of the 886. If it's hit, we can check it out. Let's cover some alts after seeing what's been written here. Prof Locky Crypto, welcome back, man. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you benefited from the market. I mean, not in very recent times. Honestly, I mean, I really enjoy ranges. Like when price is ranging, that's where do I make most of the money? I guess it's the ranges, because I always enter in ranges, and of course you then make use of a bigger move. But once the move starts, I rarely ever just keep adding. I wait for a new range, and then if I'm into swings, then that's where I try to look for new swings. But from a day trader's perspective, the ranges is where I'm really active as a day trader. Yeah, I love ranges, man. Sometimes they're of course tricky to count, but yeah, that's I enjoy ranges. Besides, it's fun to count. Saragat Tawanrat, welcome. Legendario, what's up? Mark, good to have you here. Not financial advice. Nice name. Maddie the Baddie, listening on my drive home from Vegas. How many people can say this, eh? Yeah, I'm just casually driving home from Vegas. I enjoyed Vegas. The Strip must have been horrible, by the way. Vegas just before, during, and after Formula One, with all the roadblocks and stuff. Will be hard to push through 100K, but it will eventually do it. Yeah, it's probability-wise, highest probability, unrelated to really the range itself. Of course, if you do get your move down in a zigzag, you take out the low. Your bearish scenario is going to be an impulse. Bullish is zigzag. Time Traveler, welcome. Adam, I know you don't use trend line, but what about the downtrend line of Ethereum on the weekly since all-time high? Well, it's true. I only use, I suppose, trend lines from a channeling perspective, right? Because channels is basically two trend lines, no? But on Ethereum, look, we'll get to the ETH chart soon, I suppose. But from an Elliott wave perspective, right? When we look at Ethereum, the price action since all-time high, right? If you just zoom out to the weekly and you check out the first move down from all-time high, it's very clearly a three-wave structure, right? So whatever happens after, right, the probabilities are highest that Ethereum is going to move into all-time high sooner or later. And you could have seen this coming like I think over a year ago. I would need to check the ETH chart and I can pinpoint it exactly. But all the ranging afterwards is just a waste of time pretty much. Like the chart is just correcting sideways. Like it takes a lot of time before it eventually continues pushing. So unrelated, of course, to the downtrend line. I'm not sure if it's broken or not at the moment. But from an Elliott wave point of view, the price action since all-time high is corrective. And when it's corrective, you still look for higher at a later stage. Pocket of liquidity at 93K. We do like that, no? At what point does the wave 4 state become too long in comparison to wave 2? X5 is too long. For a wave 4, that would be like 6. Like that's like 5, 6 is just that's where probabilities slowly become meh. Yeah? I still prefer the bigger flat from a psychological standpoint. Oh, it's very nice. Can I see answer this one? Could this be wave A from 15 to 105K? If 105 is going to be the top. But then wave A of, because you're going to now be looking at a B and a C. So your wave A needs to be part of a flat or WXY in that case. Any positions open? On the swing side, yes. Locally, no, not anymore. I was in a short, but when price price formed the structure that I was looking for this morning. No? So I was short, but then when price did this, I literally drew this on my chart this morning. Like if price kept falling and volume increasing, like price falling, range, and then continued down, increasing volume, that's when I hold. But the moment price starts to do this, right, and then you can also see your volume, that's when I'm like, yeah, okay, not too interested. It's not falling as quick as I wanted to, because of course my short position you have the potential. It's about finding the confluence of different scenarios, and then you can trade that. No? So I was looking for, okay, we have the A, B, right? The zigzag, so the potential to go much lower, right? And initially, I had as a target this box for a TP1, but then it's about risk management. And the moment I saw this, I didn't trust it. And then I prefer to get out, and so even if price would have dropped, right, I don't care. I prefer to be safe better than sorry, you know what I mean? And there's always a next opportunity. So if I don't feel confident anymore, because what happened here is literally what I drew this morning. So I had my idea in my mind, which I showed in the video, and the moment this happened, I'm like, I didn't hit my TP1 with the potential of a bigger ABC. It's not that it's the highest probability, the zigzag, but it's the potential. And you had price moving down, bit of volume increasing here, bearish CVDs. I entered I didn't enter at a high because I was sleeping. But when I woke up, it was quite clear. So, yeah. So at the moment, locally, I was in a short. I closed that, and now I just wait. I just wait again. So I also rarely go from one into the next. I like to have a moment of I suppose patience, calmness, reanalyze, chill, and not try to always be in a new day trading position. Just from a psychological control point of view, I suppose. Okay. Anyway, let's get my pen and paper and analyze alts. So last time, by the way, we've done Bitcoin, Solana, Doge, DNX, KDA, XRP, ETH, FET, and ROSE, FYI. If you are curious, by the way, about what alts and stuff I analyze, just go to the altcoin playlist on my channel. And you will, in the title, I write all the alts. Oh, and I need to write this. Oops. Oh, wait, analysis at 17. Now alts and chatting and Q&A. Okay. Cool. So I have an alarm on the 886 here for Bitcoin, right? And the 07 is on the chart for a double zigzag, lowers the probabilities. So let's have two. We can add an alarm on the 07 as well here. So that if anything happens, then we know. Up. Okay. I saw just earlier, always a popular one, ETH and XRP, of course. But basically what I explained earlier remains the same. So let me pull the trend line, because someone said like, hey, what do you think about a trend line? So the trend line for me is indeed not too relevant, but we are at the trend line again. From an Elliott wave point of view, right? Very clear three-wave structure. Probabilities, the moment, let me explain this, because this is like very important. The moment you touched this 618, probabilities were higher to take all-time high. Explain. This candle, highest volume in the low, in the local move to the downside, right? Since the higher local move down, highest volume is in the low. If this is bearish, you want to count this as a 3, sideways range in a 4, and then another move down in a 5. The moment you touch the 618, you invalidate wave 4. Probabilities then increase for this to be a 3-wave structure. And therefore, anything that comes after, right? In this case, of course, you had a bit of a move down, but your probabilities are immediately on a weekly. So of course, this was 10th of April 2023. It's over a year ago. But the moment that happened, your bias should have been up on Ethereum, right? And then at a later stage, of course, you get your moves to the upside. And if I then open my 886s, right? By the way, the trend line, yeah, you've hit it 1, 2, or 2 times now. Maybe the third time you can still move into the triangle, of course, and then get a 3-wave E and then look for a move up. It's just that the result is the same, and it's about directional bias. So this range, higher probability corrective, higher probability to take all-time high at a later stage. Finding entries and positions is just risk management and having a plan, of course. We also hit 2 886s. The bigger 886, the longer one, is taken from all-time high to the low, right? Increases probabilities to take all-time high. 886, very rare for a wave 2, common for corrective structures like a B or an X. Any move to the downside, higher probability corrective. And then you have the, in other words, probability is high to take the high, or this one here, which then also means that one. And also locally in 886, down, up, hits 886 down. Rare for 2, common for B or X. Any move to the downside, higher probability to also be corrective, increasing probabilities to take this high, therefore take that high, and therefore take that high. So yeah, very, very interesting. The trend will be invalidated for ETH, the bullish scenario. The bullish, well, in that case, you need a truncated wave 5 on ETH. So if we zoom out, you would need to count, do we have overlap here? Yeah, we do, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, you're going to have like like basically, if you want to be very extreme, you need to go below 100, right? Because in the most bullish case, you have a 1, 2 and a 1, 2, and then you move to the upside. If this is 1 and this is 4, then you have overlap, which isn't allowed in an impulse. So you need to count this as a 1, 2, 1, 2 up in 3, or you're going to need to look at diagonals. So yeah, it's just, if you want to be bearish, you need a truncation, because this is very clearly a 3-wave structure. So a bullish scenario is only quote unquote invalidated if you can count a 5-wave move up that doesn't take the high, right? Because that's pretty much what you're saying in that case. And then you have a truncated 5, but that's very rare. So yeah, it doesn't really make too much sense. And then the triangle is definitely something I like to keep an eye on here. We are moving now at the value area high, so we moved above the point of control, the weekly and the daily. So that of course is now potentially support. Let me remove this here. So point of control first was resistance. Now we moved above it. The weekly here has been touched once, and then you have 1 monthly to the downside. Support was touched. WXY, this would be W zigzag X and then a flat in wave Y before continuation. Result is the same. Take out the highs. And then the bullish scenario would be 1, 2, 3, 8, 2 minimum target, and then up, or get a bigger 2 and up. But guess what? The result is up. So all the other stuff is just having a plan and risk management, but the probabilities are very clear on Ethereum. Yep. ETH is 10700. Just writing down the timestamp here. Then I know XRP was mentioned already a couple of times, so XRP is actually like it's the same thing on XRP. So every time I open this chart, it's higher. Nice. So move to the downside, right? I think we also now, by the way, touched the 886. We even moved above it now, so that's good. So the 886 here is touched, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take out all-time high. But look, you had to move down, you had to move up here. This looks very corrective, of course. Potential here for diagonals. At this moment in time, there is still the potential to look for bigger retracements, bigger zigzags. But the moment you got into this, guys, like, look how long this is as well. Like, this is where you're, so not here per se, right? You move down, right? Volume increasing, you make a low. The moment this is too long and you retrace too high, because the highest amount of volume is in the low, in this local trend down, right? So in other words, if this is really bearish, you need a 3 here. But then you move up, touch the 618, taken from this high to the low, and you go sideways for so long, you're going to be thinking, okay, we are looking for a correction, a corrective structure, right? There was the opportunity for potentially ABC, but the moment you do this, that goes out the window. Then we had our triangle. Where is it here? Triangle. For group 1. Oh, there we go. Because now you have a 3-wave here, right? And this is, of course, it is very, very messy, but whatever really happens here, you're going to be looking for price to move up. Even if you do this, I couldn't care any less, because it's about, so this is, of course, more like investing, swing trading stuff. But the moment you pretty much invalidate a very bearish impulse, every new day is have your own plan. I wanted to say DCI. Allison, make sure to also write in normal letters, I suppose. Yeah, so wait, this was of course XRP. So on XRP, yeah, you have the impulse up, and this is literally what I'm looking for. So you just 1 2 1 2 up 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 up, and then eventually you finish 3, you get 4 5 4 5. You just gotta wait for this. As long as price is pushing on an increased amount of volume, yeah, you just look for higher till eventually you get a 4 5 4 5. So you just yeah, probabilities are high to look up. You did ETH, yeah. Ethereum was at 1 hour and 7 minutes into the live stream. Yep. Mul with crypto, not yet, but a website is currently in development, and that is going to be an option. So but it might still take a little while. Yeah. You saw my comment about the downtrend line? Yes. And I commented, oh, wait. Yes. And I commented on it, but of course your telephone was out of battery. I have seen the trend line. It's indeed the third touch at the moment, which is, if you are trading trend lines, it is interesting. You have the potential triangle on ETH, right? So you can observe the reaction at the trend line on Ethereum. And then look for, of course, the potential of price to move down. But the trend line by itself, of course, for me it's not relevant to the overall probabilities on ETH, unrelated to local price movement. Even if you do go down in triangle E, for example, or you get a flat in a Y, you break the trend line, you fake out the trend line, and then move down. Right? You'll see it in the analysis. The probabilities remain higher to look for all-time highs on ETH. It's pretty much a matter of time. So make sure everyone to give me the shortcuts of like the letters. So I don't know, like Celestia, for example. I'm always focused myself mainly on Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing? So I don't know all of the shortcuts and all of that stuff, but we had I see Sol by Dejan here. So Solana, always interesting. So Solana hit my white box and area of resistance, Elliott wave wise. So that's nice. But here on Solana, what we are still looking for is 1 2 1 2 3 4, and then 5 4 5 is most bullish, and your alternative is 5 and then finished and bear market. But locally, you have the recent push up on highest amount of volume in this local uptrend, right? So from an impulse point of view, highest amount of volume, most common in a wave 3, you still look for 4 and for 5. So what's happening here, I gotta say, it's very nicely against the box. I love Elliott waves, but then you're still looking for 4 and 5. And depending on the 1-2s, there might be like 1 2 1 2 1 2. Did we take the high here? Let's say a double 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, right? Now in that case, your first wave 4 taken from the low to the high. So this is then your latest 2, right? And then you look for your 3 and then 4 5. So this 4 matches this 2. And then you take the fib from the low of 2 to the high of 3. Toggle on your wave 4 target area. And then this is your retracement target area with your invalidation being 190. And if you want to be more conservative, you take it from this red candle, and then this is your target area. Because then you're going to have 1 2, and this is 3 4 5. So you have 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. So one more high, right? But in both cases, you're still actually looking for higher prices, highest amount of volume, recent move up, also in the weekly. It's just that retracements are normal. But this is, you see this a lot online. Be careful with leverage, right? So movements like these on any coin, like on Bitcoin, of course, from 73 to 49, on Solana for 208 to 110, right? It's a big move. But if someone is over leveraged, and not at the low, like if you have a high amount of leverage from here, you're doing awesome, right? But if price is moving up and you YOLO, like you're like, oh yeah, oh, all-time high is coming, yeah, low, and you jump in with like 15x, 20x, you just got wrecked, right? So you first of all, my tip is always wait for ranges to form, because the ranges give you the entries, they give you the probabilities, they give you the clarity. And it's very dangerous to YOLO into into moves that are actually happening. Of course, it can pan out well, but you're going to be very sad if over here it was different, right? You don't know at that moment in time. So wait for, let's say, a 15-minute time frame range or a 1 hour range, and then you can add here, but not on a weekly. But yeah, watch out with leverage. You got to be able to take those type of retracements, knowing the invalidations of those retracements, and don't have liquidations, for example, that are way too close to where price is, because price will never just go up. Eventually, you're gonna have a retracement, and you don't want to like all your profits gone and then go into minus. No. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So that is. Wait. I constantly forget to write down the. I think we started at 117. Next up, cheers, Dejan. I see Tia. Actually, I think we do Tia not too lower. 122. Pop. So of course, a lot of coins are in a similar situation at the moment. So you can see it on my chart. You can arguably add another 1, 2, but this wave 2 here could have its wave 4. So yeah, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Highest amount of volume, latest move to the upside, highest probabilities that this is a wave 3, and then you look up for a wave 5 still, so 3, 4, 5. The invalidation of a bull market on TIA is changing market structure, taking out this low here at 4.8. The 0.618 invalidates wave 4, or actually it's 6, because it's the high of 1, and 1 and 4 are not allowed to overlap. So probabilities are higher to move up unless you hit the high over here, and then your bullish scenario needs to be another 1, 2. But that's not too great. Preferably you are now into impulsive structures and 3, 4, 5s. So that's your highest probability. And then of course, alternatively, so this is for a wide 4, your even more bullish scenario would be to add another 1, 2 here, and then have 3, 4, 5. What's nice color? Yellow. But there we go again. In my opinion, it's better to be conservative over too bullish. So I don't like to add another 1, 2 there, right? I prefer to get out early, too early, but I avoid getting into trouble. So yeah, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. But at that moment in time, once you start a 4 here, if this turns into another 4, so then like personally, for example, I would sell. And if this turns out to be corrective and another 4, I just buy again. No problem. I'll just buy in the correction and look for the next move up. But at least I'm conservative and I have a plan. So I know what I'm looking for. So yeah, a bit of a move down. Of course, you do have support resistance on TIA 382, 236. Important. Yeah, I mean, looks good. Yeah. Are you bullish on ETH for the next months? Because every outcome was down, but like for the end of, I mean, if the triangle is a small move down, your bullish scenario is a 1-2 continuation, and your WXY is still taking out the highs first. So on Ethereum, like this is the problem with time-based questions, for example, right? Like will Bitcoin be at X price at X time? It's like, I don't know. But I do know, what I do know is the directional bias, right? And the directional bias on ETH is up. And if you get a triangle, well, in a triangle, you don't want price to, so you don't want price to move below the previous low. So that's of course an invalidation. So yeah, I on the like when I can talk about alts, I preferably like to talk about the higher time frames, because like low time frame stuff on alts can be like very, very messy. Just look at ETH or XRP, for example. Now here on Ethereum, right, you have price moving up, volume moving up. At the moment, you have range. Let's see, latest move up. Yeah, the latest move up has the highest amount of volume. You got to be aware, bearish here is A, B, C. And then you move down again in a triangle, right, for either a wave E or the bigger 2, which is a bit deeper retracement. Bullish is that you, of course, continue towards the upside. But it doesn't matter for the higher time frame. It matters for your position and your plan. But what I cover is the highest probability, and then based on the directional bias, I'm not a financial advisor. So of course you have quite a big range here, another range here, another range. I mean, even though the volume here is high in the latest push, I'd be a little bit more careful, so to speak, because of a range and another one and another one. So you're starting to get a bit of a price starts to slow down, even though volume is up. So yeah, but other than that, doesn't matter. This is I can't trade your plan. You shouldn't trade based on my analysis. Probabilities on ETH are highest to take all-time high. Whatever people do, it's up to them. Yeah. XRP was 1 hour 13 minutes. You guys, there's a lot coming in. I see first. I got to go through it quicker. Where's the N? Hello? There we go. Near. Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember this one. So we bounced on the point of control. Very nice, right? And the only thing I actually analyzed was this range, like bullish and bearish scenario. So as you can see, I didn't analyze this move up because it's very messy, this move to the upside here. I pretty much only covered this structure on near, because again, this move up here with this range in the middle is it's a big mess. Like you would 1 2 1 very big 2 up. Is it a 3 wave? Yeah, so I'm more interested in looking here. Right? So then we have the bearish scenario, which would be an impulsive move to the downside. So you have a 3 wave 1, 3 wave 2, 3 wave 3, 4. Needs to be a 3 wave in 5, ending on the highest amount of volume. And then here you of course want to see a 3 wave structure to the upside. Now the moment price touches the 886, I can remove this, I can clean this up. So, oh, by the way, side note, in both the bullish and the bearish scenario, probabilities were higher to move up into the fibs, right? So into that 05786 area. No? 786, maximum target for 2, right? Still common for a B as well. If you touch the 886, the probabilities increase to take out that high. Highest amount of volume in the recent move up. But look, near compared to some other coins is not looking as juicy just because of the potential of a 5 wave. Let me have a look here. I do remember this is also very, very, very messy. You would need a diagonal in here on the lower time frame. Very awkward. But yeah, 1 2 1 2. Let's have a look again. So your wave 5 is smaller than your wave 3, which is what you like to see in a diagonal. Oh, by the way, this is important though for probabilities. A diagonal for an ABC zigzag only appears in 7% of the cases. It's not, and this is of course a daily time frame. So on the daily, like the higher you go, on the 1 minute and 15 and stuff, you might see more diagonals, but it's still low probabilities. Diagonals are not like around all the time on the higher time frames, because you can of course count it as a WXY double zigzag X, well, very high X, or a WX and then a Y. But yeah, it's that's what I had here. Bullish is of course WXY and potentially XZ, but you would finish a Y and then look for an impulse up now. So yeah, that's that. But near doesn't look as great than some of the others. If you touch 886 here, at 7, basically 8, yeah, I mean then that's the moment where the probabilities do turn in favor of bullish scenarios, 3-wave correction, and you go up. Alternatively, bearish is A, B, C, and then you move up. But it's just that the probabilities are highest to take out this high and then next. So yeah, it's a very messy, very, very annoying chart. Like this range here in the middle is the only reason why I don't like counting this whole structure. And then yeah, diagonal 7% of the cases, not too high if you look for a correction at least in an ABC. But yeah, I would very much. So I would. I'm not in your position, no financial advice, but I would really. First of all, there's many other coins that look a lot better than near. Second, I would like 8 to be touched. The moment 8 is touched, I'm interested. No. Okay. Okay. LTC, we haven't been here for a long time, no? I think. Ooh, very long time. Let's see. Yeah. These are my old old FIP colors and stuff. Oh, very nice. But also, yeah. I mean, also here, this is a running triangle, A, B, C, and then D, E. 1, 2. So 2. This is a very, very big 4, though. So now you have new Kun checking the analysis of old Kun, almost 5 times longer now. The 382 was touched, 05 almost touched, double bottom. And that's your bullish scenario. So yeah, with the, I mean, the triangle, so I do understand why I had the triangle on my chart. So you have a 3. This, of course, from this low, looks very 3-wavy. Then you have another one. So then you go A, B, C, D, E, or D, E might already be finished. But then you're still looking for price to move up. So you can see that the conclusion is for me like looking for 4, 5, right? Looking for 2, 3. Looking for finished up. So it's oh yeah, you're looking for price to move up. But if we zoom in on low time frame, then same as all the other alts. I need to write down LTC. Also, I'm gonna forget the timestamp again. 133, I suppose I started. So price moves up, volume increasing. You're just waiting for 4 5s. 1 2 1 2 1 2 would be most bullish. Count a double 1 2 to be more conservative. 3 4 5 4 5. That's your bullish scenario. Take a fib from the low, latest low here to the high. Toggle on the 0.618. That's your invalidation. 84.25. And yeah, price moving up, and you just wait for a wave 4 pretty much to start. The latest candle here on the daily has the highest amount of volume as well. So yeah, you're just waiting for price to eventually go and dip. you are, by the way, this is also something that you see on a lot of alts. They're at their, like, either they passed it or they are at their current oh, very nice, support resistance area. So very big area on the chart, right? As you can see, support, resistance, question mark, right? Now you test it for the third time, but it's the more often you test it, the weaker it becomes. So there's definitely an opportunity of passing this resistance and then preferably flip it. So it would be nice on the weekly to get above, retest, and then continue change the structure. But from an Elliott wave point of view, highest amount of volume, recent move up. Yeah, you just wait for 4 5s to come, basically. So SEI. Let's see where we are. We are at resistance. Very nice. So we moved up to resistance, the point of control daily over here. And this was the support. You don't really like price to move below this, to be honest. And a medium, this was bear W. Okay. So highest probabilities are for your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite a nice impulse to the upside. 1, 3 wave WXY. If you go back in time, we started analyzing this over here. WXY, zigzag family structure to the downside, and then look for price to move up. Price moving up, volume moving up. Don't want the market structure change. That's your bullish invalidation. And in this case, you are then also again looking for 4s and 5s. So, but your 3 is not too long. So let me have a look here first. So in the bullish scenario. But bearish would be if like zigzag family structure, that in a bearish scenario that would be an A, and because it's a WXY, a triangle is unlikely, so then you think about a flat, and in a flat you still take out or highest probability is still to take out the high. So interesting. The reason why its probabilities are higher, this is a 3-wave corrective structure, is highest volume, local low, move down, highest volume in the low. Retrace too high for wave 4, touching the 618. It's not great. And then the same here, if like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you take a fib from here to here, I think you also touch the 618. No? It's just not cool. Don't really like to see that. Yeah. But that's of course your bearish count to all-time lows is quite simply 1, 2, and there you go. Bullish scenario is at the moment there's no reason to think about super bearish scenarios. Price moving up, market structure is up, volume is moving up. So yeah, you are at resistance, right? So we had support. This was empty on my chart. Now we are at resistance. So of course, when you're at resistance, this is not a great place to buy unless locally now you get a corrective structure. So you need a 3-wave. And at the moment you just hit it. So you're still working on it. This is too young. You can't really read this for now. Or I need to spend more time, but we don't have that. So yeah. Yeah, you would 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 in that case, and then look for 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. You don't like price to change the structure. I think it's too high for a flat now as well. Yeah, touch the 1.618, which really lowers probabilities for any sort of a flat. So preferably this is a new structure. And having a W, X, Y, X, Z is very rare. W, X, Y would be bearish, but in that case you have WXY, WXY, then that doesn't work. Then you need to count this as an impulse, 1, 2, and bear market and all-time low, and SEI goes to 0 basically. I mean, technically it already is, of course. So yeah. So yeah, as long as you keep structure alive, you're good. So yo. I've already done Sol. Sol was 1 hour 17 minutes into the live stream. So yeah. Thanks, Mark, by the way. I'm only gonna, I don't have too much time, so I think let's do KAS HBAR. Oh wait, someone, KAS, where is that? Is that KAS? KAS or something, I guess. Yeah. We touched, what did I say about this again? So we hit support. Now we're at resistance. Quite nice, moving from support to resistance, the way we like it. Okay. Bear bull. What was the... Oh yeah, I remember. So the 886, I was just wondering, why do I have that 886 on my chart again? So the 886 here is important because the most bearish scenario, like if you want to count this as an impulse, 1, 2, 3, right? Like you would need, this is your small 4 and this is 5. This is 2, this is 4. It's not very likely. Usually 4 is bigger. So it makes more sense if you want to be bearish, 1, 2, 1, 2 down. But then now your second 2 hit the 886, which is very rare. It's never preferred, right? So any move down has a higher probability of being corrective, not impulsive. And then you're going to look for WXYs. However, your wave X, I'm pretty sure, hit the 0.7. And the 0.7 lowest probabilities for a double zigzag ABC, correction ABC, and then a move up. So more likely to look for sideways corrective structures if you do continue ranging. Like a sideways WXY. You can still, by the way, take the low, but it's just more sideways and not deep. Okay, so yeah, 3-wave structure, high probabilities now. Your most bearish scenario would now be a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem is it's way too early, and then you still have a 3-wave correction and a move down. So it doesn't make sense. At the moment, probability is highest that is corrective, which fits the probabilities that I have here: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Still looking for all-time highs. Oh damn! I forgot to again write this down. Oh, I really gotta remember. I'm gonna make my life difficult. Okay, HBAR. Do I have that actually? Oh yes, I do. We haven't looked at the HBAR for a while. HBAR. But yeah, I mean, guys, you want to hear the analysis here? I mean, there's like, you can't actually really do anything here. Oh, we're gonna do it anyway. So it's funny. Like, so HBAR is one of those that I think if you go back in my altcoin streams, no one spoke about HBAR ever. I don't even think we really covered it. When's the last time we covered it? Not any recent streams or months, like months. And now that price is here, you get people asking HBAR. Guys, you're it's a little bit late. But anyway, we take a fib from the high to the low. 0.7 touched, 886 still higher. Definitely use log here. So of course touching 0.42 would be positive. Now I gotta check my analysis here because this is a long time ago. So I have a couple of bearish stuff. A very, very long time. ABC, bull. It's just very, very old. First resistance passed, probabilities. Oh, high time frame upside. Beautiful. We're gonna remove this. Poof. That's very, very old school. I'm pretty sure we haven't covered HBAR in any of the altcoin streams since the channel started. which was 20th of February 2023. So yeah, HBAR. Now we have high volume, move to the upside, wave 3. And in this particular case, you would count 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. In that case, you need to have a diagonal structure, 2 and 3. But this move is counted as your 3. You're still looking for 4, 5. That's the analysis. Next, pretty much. Yeah, you can't really do much when a coin. Look at how it's pumping. There's no like this. This is a potential entry area, but this is just you can't really do much. Highest amount of volume in this move, right? We're making a higher high on lower volume, but it's still ongoing. So you know it's still definitely. I mean, look how vertical this price action is, right? So yeah, you would 1, 2, and this would be your 3 in a bullish scenario. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Locally, I guess we go down in time frame, no? But here you would count 1, 2, 3 again. See this red candle? That would then be your 2. This move up, highest amount of volume, counted as 3. You're still looking for a 4 and a 5 on at least a daily time frame. So on HBAR, you're looking for up on the daily still, but just be aware of the resistance, which is your previous range. Let's have a look here. You're above the point of control. Value area high. Let's see if we take a fib. What do we get? 886, 786. Yeah, value area high 366, 886, 42 would be positive. Then probabilities are highest to take out all-time high. But yeah, I mean that's you know HBAR for you. You gotta like again the general tip. It doesn't matter if it's on a 15-minute or 1 hour or 4 hour, but at least on a 1 hour, you want to see at least a couple of hours of sideways price action before, in my opinion, it's interesting to be part of this. But of course, from I suppose a high time frame perspective, you're still looking for higher, as on the daily at the bare minimum you still look for a 4 or 5. The question is, where does your 4 start? You don't know. The moment price is pushing, you're just waiting for it to go up, 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 up till the moment comes you have a 4, you know, and then you'll see. But wave 3s can be very, very extended. So it doesn't really make sense to try and estimate the high of a wave 3. You just got to be aware of your resistance areas above price and keep those in mind. So yeah, you know, that's that. So yeah. Yeah. I gotta go, guys. I can't. So every live stream we do other coins and new coins, but I had like 1.5 hours planned. It's now already 1 hour 50. I have so much to do. So there's always more analysis. There's so many coins, but every day. So just so you know, every day I'm live, and every day we do Bitcoin to start with, and then after Bitcoin, I now more often than not do alts. And today we did Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, TIA, LTC, SEI, KAS, and HBAR. And yesterday we did Bitcoin, Solana, Doge, DNX, KDA, XRP, ETH, FET, and Rolls. And before that, just go to the altcoin live stream folder, like we did Bitcoin, ETH, ING, Sol, DOT, AVAX, ARP, ADA, HUT, which is a stock, FTM, Render, and Doge, I think a few days ago. And then before that, it was Bitcoin, Dominus, XLM, TIA, Link, Ray, Crow, ETH, XRP, DOT. So, yeah. But time is ticking. So, yeah. When did you do TIA? 122.20 in the live stream. Subscribe. No, I mean, it's not related to subscribers, or of course, if certain members are referring multiple times to a certain alt, of course I'll have a look. But as you can see, like I like most of the alts covered in the live stream today, like, and that's in general. I do anything. I'm not like focused necessarily on the one or the other, but of course I do keep an eye on the members. By the way, Jez and Imit, like I didn't see these because I stopped here now, right? But you guys, just write me in the gold section in Discord. We'll have a look together. But yeah, I always just pick. I open a chart, I have a look. Yeah. Just make sure, Courtney, you're there next time as well, and then just write Rune, and we'll have a look at Rune, okay? So when you're there next time, or anyone else, just write Rune, and we'll have a look at Rune. We haven't done Rune in a while as well. I also, of course, because I know which alts are generally requested, I also keep an eye on which ones are less requested, so that there's always, of course, variety and not always the same, because there's so many alts, and therefore we always have different ones. So of course there's similarities, especially Solana and ETH. XRP tends to be popular now as well, but there's always a lot of variety as well. So hey, if you're interested in Elliott wave analysis and all the alts, we're live every day. Every day. So yeah, thanks for being here. If I couldn't get to your alt, I'm sorry, but I also I can't analyze the whole day. Maybe one day we should do like a 24-hour stream, when I reach 100k subs or something. Like, not anytime soon. I don't even know if we're ever going to reach that, but maybe one day. But and then just analyze. But thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you being here. I will put the timestamps in of everything that we analyzed today, and yeah, tomorrow is a new day, and therefore tomorrow is also a new live. So let me have a look at my agenda here on my phone. Yes, tomorrow afternoon will be just another day and another live. So exactly, Ganam. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I'll see you at the next one.